So I'm here today with Michelle Segrest. She is awesome. She wrote the chapter on five amazing women making a difference in STEM. Now, that was, oh my gosh, it was so good to read that chapter. It was the final chapter in the book. Michelle, thank you so much for writing the chapter.
It was absolutely my pleasure. I had a lot of fun, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah, because like I know, and just I know your background. You've done this is not your first book. Okay,
Right.
we know this is not your first book. You have so many
Yes.
other books out there, and they're all amazing. So much great
Well,
technical content.
oh, thank
Tell us,
you.
tell us a little bit about your job. Like, what is a
Okay.
day in the life of, what do you do?
Yeah, I consider myself a journalist.
Mhm.
Some people would call me a content creator. That's also
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
I have my own company, Navigate Content, and I create content for clients of all kinds, mostly in the industrial processing industries and in manufacturing.
Yes.
So I write a lot of technical articles, case studies, features about people. And I guess that's my favorite because I love to learn about other people and what they do and how they make an impact on the world through their work. And I find that very inspiring. So that's really my favorite thing to do. And yeah, so I've been doing this. I've been a journalist for more than 30 years. So I've been out there for a long time. I've been in the manufacturing and industrial processing space since 2008.
Wow.
So I've been doing this for a while now, and I just love it. The people are fantastic. Everyone has an interesting story to tell,
Oh
and
yeah.
that makes my job really fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because you gave us such amazing stories in your chapter. Like you spoke about these five women, Jayne, Beck, Maria, Rodriguez, Hernandez. Oh, I love her.
She's
Rendela.
amazing.
I
Yes.
know, right? Gina,
Yes.
Rebecca. Like they've done so many great things. And I'm
Yes,
reading
and
the chapter.
Rendela and
Yeah.
Rebecca. I mean, they're so each one of these women are unique in their own way.
Oh yeah.
They're all doing kind of similar jobs, not really, but they are remarkable women who
Mhm.
are have just shattered the glass ceiling. They
Yeah.
have found a niche in a way to make an impact in really in a man's world, let's face it.
Yep. Hmm.
This industry is still dominated by men, and that's okay. We get that, and there are a lot of great men out there too in
Yes.
this industry that I've written about. We don't discount that at all, but these women in particular just all had really neat stories to share. Like in particular, like let's just use Jayne Beck as an example. I mean, she was involved in this incredible uh, mission to introduce engineering to young girls
Mhm.
because as you know, Sonia,
Yes.
the girls who are exposed to this, the ones who have um, an ability, have a talent or for the
Hmm.
STEM careers, sometimes they just don't know that they can do that. They don't
Hmm.
know that it's okay to want to be an engineer
Yeah.
or
Hmm.
a rocket scientist or whatever it is they want to do. And so I love this program, and it's really showing these young girls at a young age what's possible
Yeah.
and how they can use their skills to really create a great career that's fun and impactful for them.
Oh yeah,
And
and
of
it
course, that's just
starts
one
off.
example
Yeah.
of what these women are doing. And I think that's why I was so excited to share my chapter because I talk to women like this all the time. You're
Mhm.
one of them, and who make this impact and who make a difference. And their stories need to be told.
Hmm.
And I think, particularly to the younger girls out there,
Yes.
need to see these role models and see that they can empower themselves to go after whatever career they want to,
Oh
whether they
yeah.
want to be a journalist and or they want to be an engineer. It's they can do whatever they want to do, and these women inspire that.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like we need to have the role models, we need to have the people, we need to have the stories being told because if they don't know the stories, they don't know. That's
That's
we're not
right.
reaching anybody. So that's why I loved, you know, your chapter, making sure that we actually have these stories documented and out there and getting out there to the public, getting out there to young girls and even women who are already in engineering. Because I know sometimes you
Yeah,
see this huge change in the industry. They're like, I don't know if I could stay in the STEM career. I don't even know if that's really for me. And
right.
just having those role models talk about their journey and their experiences, the challenges that they face. That's,
Exactly.
because
Exactly. I
you're
mean,
you
and these
always,
stories are honest. They're honest
yes.
about some of the challenges that they faced
Oh, yeah.
in trying to be a leader in a male-dominated profession. I know about that too. I started out as a journalist. I was a sports reporter, and I was
Oh,
the only female reporter in the entire Southeastern Conference, which is a really big
oh
deal down
boy.
here in Alabama. And I know what it's like to think, well, I can't do that because I'm a woman,
Mm-hmm.
or that shouldn't be my goal because maybe I should write about recipes or, decorating or something like that. But I wanted to write about sports. And it just, I didn't even know it at the time, but I inspired other girls
Yes.
who wanted to be a sports reporter like me. And so I found that really cool. I mean, I'm not in that space anymore. Now I'm telling other people's stories, and it's so enriching and so gratifying to see these women react to a story like maybe Elena Rodriguez's story.
Yes.
She wanted to be an engineer, and
Mhm.
she set that goal and she achieved it. Now she's really successful. I mean, she is a leader at her company
Mhm.
and leading one of the biggest divisions that they have. And if she can do it, if you can
Yeah.
do it, if I can do it, then
Yeah.
they can do
Yeah. Anybody can.
it.
Once you put your mind to it. So, what would you say to other people? Just like to inspire them to either stay in the STEM field, because like I said before, we have a couple people leaving, or to
Yeah,
join the STEM field, because like there's
yeah,
so, and you touched on it a little bit, like there's so many different aspects of it, so many different
yeah.
aspects, like a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's no limits to what you can achieve in this field. And I think um, the message that I hope comes across is if that's where your skill set is and that's where your passion is, you should pursue it. It doesn't matter that it's a male dominated field. That's okay. Let's populate it with some more women, and then it won't be uh,
Yeah.
male dominated anymore. And but also I think that the women, I mean, I'm sorry, the men in this industry are very welcoming
They
and
are.
very to other women. I'm sure I
Hmm.
know you know this because you
Oh
have a lot
yeah.
of partners, professional industry partners that you work with who are men who really admire you.
And they
And
support us so much.
yes, yeah. And but I think the men in this industry are welcoming to women. So it's not like they're pushing women away. The idea is to expose more young girls, I think, to the possibilities. So if
Hmm.
you want to design the next rocket ship, or or if you just want to design a pump for the wastewater industry, like what Elena does.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many ways you can use those skills and have really rewarding careers in a very vital space
Hmm.
industry. Because as you know, this equipment that like the equipment you work with for
Hmm.
and you're a lubrication expert. I mean, this machinery is really vital
Yeah.
to a lot of things. It's not going away. This kind of
No.
stuff is recession proof. It doesn't matter what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the world. We're always going to need pumps and
Hmm.
equipment and things like that to keep things running.
Oh
And
yeah.
um, so I think it's just important for them to know that these careers exist for women.
Hmm.
You can take these science and technological and engineering skills, and you can find a great place in the world to make a difference.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think something that you said really resonated, just to let them know that the jobs exist.
Yeah,
Because a lot of times we just don't know. And
right.
I know growing up, I didn't know about,
Yeah,
a lubrication engineer or what they would do, or that there were female lubrication engineers. So,
exactly.
um, you
Yeah,
have to start getting it out there and helping people to learn a little bit more about the industry because that's the only way that we're going to grow. Because we're
that's
going to
right.
grow together. We have to evolve
That's right.
together. Only
That's
way
right.
we
I
can do
think
it.
the industry is doing a lot of positive
Yes.
things like Manufacturing Day, that
Hmm.
happens really it's a month now in October every year. And where manufacturing facilities are opening up their doors and
Hmm.
allowing young people, young men and, young
Yes.
girls and boys to
Yes.
come in and see the possibilities. And
Hmm.
there are a lot of young people with this who are very skilled in science and those fields, and they come in and they see how things are made,
Yeah.
and it becomes very fascinating to them. And so I
Hmm.
love that manufacturers are opening their doors, letting people come through, letting young people be exposed to the possibilities. Like, look, maybe we make potato chips, or maybe we
Hmm.
make foam for packaging, or maybe we make wastewater pumps, or maybe whatever it is that the manufacturers are making. Maybe we're making yogurt or peanut butter or something like
Yeah.
that. They
Sign me
can
up for
come
taste
in and
testing.
see, hey, this is interesting. This is how this is made. And I could design a piece of equipment or operate a piece of equipment that can make that happen. And
Yes.
these are things people need. So I think when we expose, especially the younger generation, to this,
Hmm.
and look, the jobs are there.
Yeah. They
All
have
these
been there.
companies are looking for skilled men and women
Hmm.
to come in and do exciting things for their companies.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's why I enjoyed telling the stories of these five women so
Yeah.
much, because they've all made an impact. They're all making a difference,
Hmm.
and they all had to overcome some obstacle to get to where they are. But the point is, they kept pushing
Hmm.
and they kept believing that it was possible. And that's where it starts.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Michelle, thank you so much for your time today, for
Of course.
sharing the stories with us, writing the chapter. The book is out in December 2022. Be
Thank
sure
you
to,
so much for all your work on the book.
oh gosh,
This
yeah.
was really your baby, I think.
Oh boy, yes. I wanted to get those stories out there, and you all helped me to do that. So I really
Yeah.
appreciate
It
that.
really is a fantastic book. I mean,
I
there's so
know,
much
right?
depth and
Yes.
there's so much layers to it, and all the different people who wrote all the different chapters all have something really interesting to say. So definitely check out the
Across
book.
the globe. Across the globe with this one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Michelle, and look out for the book. Especially read that last chapter. All right.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Tanya.
Bye.
Bye bye.